And happy Sunday, everybody! Welcome back to NeelyFX. My name is Michael Neely, and this is the channel where I talk about foreign exchange trading, prop trading, and making money trading forex. So, without further ado, let's get right into the disclaimers because I live in the United States, and if I'm not mistaken, these things are required by law. Alrighty, so let's see. First, this channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute trading or financial advice. I'm a professional trader, not a broker, trading my own capital. I am also involved in two challenges with FXFI out of London as well as Audacity Capital out of London. I'm not a broker, so don't send me any money, and I'm again trading my own capital. I do not solicit funds, manage client accounts. No, I will not trade on your behalf, nor do I hold a CFTC or NFA registration, although I have in the past. Foreign exchange trading is highly speculative with a high risk of losing some or all of your investment capital. Only trade with funds you can comfortably afford to lose. Now, the CFTC risk disclosure goes something like this. Forex trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Before trading Forex, consider your investment objectives, experience, and risk appetite. You could sustain a loss of some or all of your investment capital. For example, if you are a buy and hold type investor, this is not for you because foreign exchange usually trades within a range that goes bouncy all the time, and it can go bouncy in one day. It can do a full 100% retrace at the full move, completely wiping out your position. So don't do that. So if you're one of those traders, this is not for you. If you're one of those investors, this is not for you. If you're a trader and are actively looking at the markets and seeing what's going on, this might be for you. So this is our weekly look ahead to see what's going to happen this week. So let's see what happens. First, the first thing that might affect the markets tomorrow or tonight when they open is Trump tariffs are that are avoided or ones that are safe from. They had a court rule that the reciprocal tariffs are illegal. Reading the Constitution, I don't think they are. I think they are fully legal. It's just we're getting some resistance on the from the lower judges, as he has ever since he got elected to office. I think it's going to be overturned by the Supreme Court, but the lower courts probably will still ignore what the Supreme Court says, as they've been doing, which is highly irregular. But at any rate, we won't talk about that. So this moving ahead, enough of American politics. Let's get into forex trading. What's going to happen this week? We have Monday, not a lot going on. We have a USD bank holiday tomorrow, which is another reason I'll be in another one of these stylish shirts tomorrow instead of my go to work gear because I'm off tomorrow. Isn't that exciting? 2 days off in a row, back to back for my day job. September the 2nd, on Tuesday, we have the ISM on Monday. ISM manufacturing PMI, Purchasing Managers Index, will be happening on Monday. That'll be interesting. That'll be a full, that's at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, New York time, if you will. We have, look at this, Jolt's job openings. You know what that means? NFPs on Friday. So it's going to be a pretty active week as far as market moving information coming out on the fundamental end. And here we are. We have the some more stuff, and this is typically September is typically the month that the forex trading picks up again because some of the big traders come back off of vacation. Usually, it's not about middle of the month, but who knows? This season, it could be anywhere. Henry, the forex trading parakeet, is trying to eat me right now, so that's going to be something we're going to try to avoid, aren't we, Henry? He's been being a bad bird today. So let's get straight into the technicals. Here is my profile at TradingView. Be sure to like and subscribe. Also, my burgeoning Instagram account, which is just got started with. I don't have a whole lot of stuff there, but over time we'll get there. Let's go into what we're looking at. Watch list. Nope, that's not what we want. Oh yeah, it is. We'll go here. Go to start with the euro versus the dollar. And see what's going on there. There are a couple of my ideas that I've had, and ideas going back to 2022, which is kind of interesting. Ouch. So IDUs are sometimes good. Like I said, let's get into the what's going on here? Why are we not getting into that? Let's get out of IDUs. Oh, look, they're having a sale. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to get into the charts. So Bitcoin's continuing to take it on the chin. It's good for Bitcoin. We get down here to the your euro versus dollar full chart. Here we go. Let's do this. And yay, we got the right chart and everything. So we're going to back out to the monthly on the euro dollar to see if our monthly trend lines are changing, because it's that's my main strategy is trend line. Then I look for confirmations in other places. So far our trend lines are being observed. So no need to chase those. It gets kind of cluttered in there to see what's going on, but I can see that it's topping out right at that yellow line, which is 117.24, which is a big breakout. It seems to be stuck there for the past couple months, ever since I started doing these videos. So I've put a yellow line there to let me know that when it goes above that, you can probably get a move up to about 118. Well, 125 there, 123 there. So it's that was oh, good lord, that was in 2018 and 2021. So we probably won't see a retrace like that for a little bit, but we'll see what happens. Monthly trend lines are still holding, so we'll go to our weekly trend lines. We don't have any because the monthly trend lines look exactly like the weekly trend lines. Although a weekly trend line right there would indicate a much lower high right down here. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Just confuse everything. So we're going to go to daily, and we're going to get Henry off the microphone because he's too close to the microphone. Okay, there we go. Let's see what's going on here on our daily trend. Trend lines are also being respected. No reason to change those. Yep, everything looks good on that. So we're going to go to our 4 hour, which is where I make most if not all my trading decisions. So let's see what's going on with the 4 hour trend line first. Let's make sure we get the right trend line. For our support trend line is way back here. I think we need to be looking at drawing another 4 hour support trend line. This is not working for me anymore. So we're going to delete that one. We're going to start all over again with one. Goes from here all the way up to here. That is our new support trend line. We'll use array. We'll go start here and go up to here and make it green since it's support, and 4 hour support trend line. So our support trend line is showing upward. I'll change that color to a real green. Not the one I picked, which is dark green, I guess. Yeah, we'll do that one. So that's our 4 hour support trend line. Not a whole lot to talk about there. Looks like it's going up. Looks like it's going down. Your answer would be true. It's going up, it's going down, up and down. It's called range trading. This is where Bollinger Bands come into effect. That I would be more. I'll pull them up on a different chart. If you're not familiar with Bollinger Bands, they are a very good way of indicating when a here's one of indicating when a something is trading in range. There's a 20 and a 50 period Bollinger Band right there, and they're both almost straight across. That's very, very range bound. So we could expect this to go up a little bit higher, touch the about the 117, just a little under 117, and then get underneath it. That's one way of determining a high probability trade, but we're not going to get into Bollinger Bands on this video, although they are a very useful tool for range bound and for a lot of other trading if you know how to use them. I'm learning more about Bollinger Bands, so we will get there. Let's look at the 4 hour resistance trend line, which is this one, and it is holding up. So our 4-hour resistance trend line, which is drawn way back here, is still holding up. Imagine that. This is why it's called the summer doldrums, because sometimes nothing happens. It just gets range bound and then gets stuck. We should see some fireworks soon, though, because everyone's coming back from vacation, and yay. My current favorite pair is the dollar versus the yen, because you get a lot more movement on them. Let's go up to our monthly, which I'm pretty certain our monthlies are going to hold. Oh, where'd they go? What is that? Why do I have some writing on that one? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know what that is. Oh well. Let's go back to here and pull the chart back over again. Where'd my chart go? It's gotta be around here somewhere. Now we know the flash sales exist. We're not gonna talk about that. Well. Okay, that's the 2 hour. I very rarely go to 2 hour. Month trade. Where did my monthly chart go? Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not that high. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. If you do Control Z on this, you can move back to your previous position on this. Where did my monthly chart go? This is weird. Okay, let's go to weekly. Weekly chart's gone. Daily chart is right there. Okay, so let's go back here. See what happened. Way underneath. Okay, and let's try putting that right there. Now let's try going monthly. See what happens. There we go. Now we're talking. We have our monthly chart back. I don't know what that was all about, but I didn't like it. Monthly resistance. Looks like we could have some activity going on around 2026. Great. A monthly wedge could break out in February 2026. We want something to happen before then. So our monthly trend lines are still holding. We're not going to mess with those. We're going to go to our weekly. I don't think I've got weekly trend lines anywhere. I don't. Because right now they're similar to our monthly trend lines. We'll go to our daily trend lines. Got one daily flat or daily resistance trend line drawn right there. It's just boring and flat and right at 151. And then daily trend lines are also being also holding up, so we're going to skip that. You're going to go straight to our 4 hour trend lines and see what they're doing. 4 hour support trend line. Is that what that is right back there? That is. It's way back here. And I think I am going to change this around a little bit. I'm going to move this up to, whoops. I don't know which one that was. We'll Control Z on that. Oh, that's my new trend line. That I'm not sure what that's for yet. But we'll go and take this one down, move this one way over here. And take this one. There's the end of that one and put it right about there. This one we can pretty much do away with. I don't know what it's for anyway, so that was just a temporary trend line that I probably drew a couple weeks ago to see what's happening. And now we have a new 4 hour support trend line that is showing a nice wedge. Again, that's our 4 hour support trend line. And it's actually holding, so we're going to hold that. And this trend line, we're just going to kind of see what happens to that one. I think we can get rid of that one too. Because when you get down to the 4 hour level, it just things get a little bit too jumbled. And you can't see what's going on. So we could draw a tighter trend line here, from here down to here. Or just move our 4 hour trend line support all together. That'd be a better idea. Take this one down to here. Take this down to here. Whoops. And this up to here. and give us a new trend line. That gives us a very much broader candle too, and a tighter candle too. I mean a wedge. So looking at a lot of cool stuff right there. Just sitting there bouncing around inside that wedge that's forming, or triangle, inverted wedge. You know, it's very subjective when you get to this point. So 1, 2, that's a huge drop, and it's getting wound up right here in the period of consolidation, and I think it may break to the top side. I don't know. I'm gonna have to research my wedges and my triangles to see how that's going to go, and I have a book for it right here. It may not be one of the books I want to talk about a whole lot, but that's one of the books we could talk about when we get into wedges and triangles and things. Again, highly subjective and not plausible right now. Let's get into the pound. The sterling, as it were, the pound sterling versus the dollar. Let's get into the 1 month. Let's see. This has been a source of activity lately for me. A losing activity at that. I did lose I did lose at least one trade off the pound sterling, because it moves very erratically. It doesn't move as smoothly as some of the other, as like the euro versus the dollar or the UJ. But nonetheless, it is a source for profit. So let's look at it. So we've got the monthly resistance trend line right there, and another monthly trend line right there. Both are being supported. Let's go to our weekly trend lines, and weekly, we're not going to skip that because there are no weekly trend lines, because the dailies, because the monthlies and the weeklies look about the same. Sometimes. At least on my chart, the way I draw them, they do. Daily support trend lines. Daily support is holding up. Got this one right here, that one right there. Everything's looking good. So let's get to our 4-hour trend lines and see if they're being supported. 4-hour trend lines are where'd they go? Trend line, yeah. What's funny is that now that what's not funny, but what is happening here is we're seeing a lot of what is that? I'm going to delete that one. I can redraw it if I need to. See what I'm doing. Okay, so the daily resistance trend line is the one that we're following here, and the 4-hour is way up here. Very interesting, but this is coming into a tight little candle again here, and a tight little range. I would like to see a breakout here sometime, but I'm not sure what direction it would go again. So we may want to straddle that position with a buy stop and a sell stop to the top side and to the bottom side and see what happens, or buy sell limit depending on how we're playing that. I'm also going to probably take a look, call in the Bollinger Bands too, and take a look and see what's going on with that too on a different chart. But our 4-hour support line's looking kind of haggard here. Let's take this out a little bit to here. No, ooh, that's even prettier. Or we could just take this one and pull it up to here. Something like that. And give us our 4-hour trend line right there. So that's going to make that all the more better. Our 4-hour trend line is really way up here. Our daily trend line is right here. So that's it's interesting. I've never seen that before, where the 4-hour trend line is more accurate than the 4-hour support trend line is. 4-hour resistance trend line. The daily is more accurate than the. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because they're both trend lines. We're also looking at RSI and ATR for volume and relative strength index. If you don't know what RSI is, I'd highly check it out. Highly recommend checking it out to discover possible opportunities for reversals, as well as ATRs, average true range, to discover how big the ATR, the range of the moves are. So let's see what's next. Next, we want to get into the next one, which is pound yen. Not one of my favorites because it has a huge potential of wiping you out, wiping me out too, because the moves can be 200-300 pips in one day, and they can come from anywhere. It's literally, it's called riding the dragon. Now you see why. The monthly chart has it going, pretty much all over the place. That's 125, 196. That's a 6,000 pip chart. 6,000 pip chart range. That's a lot. That could, it's there's a reason you don't play that one if you don't have the cheese for it, so to speak. Okay, monthly trend lines, monthly support trend lines right here, monthly resistance trend lines right here. So it's been going up for a while. Let's see how if it continues that in the future. Get down to our daily trend lines and see if they're being supported. Monthlies are, dailies. Where'd my daily resistance trend line go? Oh, daily resistance trend line is green. We don't want that. Oh, it's red. No, never mind. What's this other one? I don't know what that is. Oh well. At any rate, that may be my daily resistance trend line. Oh, that's a break of strength. That's what that is. That's a break of structure line on the on the daily chart at 200 pips. It says bullish, but guess what? It's going down. Let's see. So our daily trend lines are supported. Let's look at our 4-hour trend lines. They are also supported. There's a trend line there, except this one is not working out well. We need to move this one out a little bit. In fact, let's just go ahead and move this one all over the place. We'll move it to this spot here. Move that out to here. I kind of don't like that one either, so we'll move that one out to here and see what's going on. As you can see, these are very subjective. This is just what you're trying to figure out to get an idea of what the market's doing. This is not, you're not going to get an A or a failing grade or anything like that on these. For our resistance trend line, no, that's totally wrong. Pull that one down to here. Pull this one up here to this market top right there. So for our resistance, another wedge forming, another opportunity for a trade possibly. A lot of resistance right here. So we'll see what happens with that. It looks like it's being pressured to the south on that. The Japanese bond market going up would be a good indication of that too. On the fundamental side, it could be the driving force for that versus the British bond market. So we'll see what happens. Again, not here to predict the future, just trying to figure out what the market is likely to do so we can profit from it. Because profiting is good. The Aussie. Let's go to the Aussie now. Australian dollar versus the American dollar. It's actually called the Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Aussie, 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 oi, 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 something like that. Let's see. So here we have monthly trend lines are holding up. Good to see. Let's look at our daily trend lines down here. I don't draw weeklies. I didn't even draw dailies on this one. So we're not going to worry about the daily chart either, since I didn't draw daily trend lines, because it's kind of a mess. Let's go straight to the 4 hours. 4-hour trend lines. And our 4-hour trend lines are, I want to pull those in a little bit tighter. They're all over the place a little bit. So let's pull this one into here. And the other one. Flip it around, it goes like that. Has some new trend lines right there, and 4-hour resistance trend lines right here. I'm going to pull that one over here too. So this can go to that one. That swing low, as it were. Okay, well, that touch right there and that swing low right there, that's definitely a swing low. I'll put that one right there maybe. So wedges are abounding on these charts. So we've got a lot of activity for trades coming up soon. Possibly in the next week. Thursday, September the 25th. This seems to be the converging day that we're going to start seeing some action in the Forex markets, and we can make some money. Then we can make some more money. Then after that, we're going to make some more money. After that, we have the 4 hour, or we got the loony. Because Canadians are cray cray. Nope, it's because there's a bird called the loon on the back of there. Back of some of their currency, I don't remember which one. But anyway, that's the monthly resistance trend line. Monthly trend lines are holding up. I don't have any dailies. So, oh yeah, I do. Got one daily resistance trend line. Let's look at that real quick. See what that's doing. Go to the daily chart. And we have the daily trend line right there, which could as well easily be the. And I got a market turn, looks like, maybe. Might be a little bit early to do that, so we're going to just leave that one right there. That could be. Daily resistance trend line is right there, and it is not having it. It's headed straight down. Then a good 200 pip move. Would have missed off the last. Week. Oh well, no issues, because there's no such thing as missing moves, because the market's always going to move. There's always going to be another trade to get into. But yeah, that would have been sweet on that one. For our resistance trend line, it's right here. Maybe I need to pay more attention to the loony. Considering the tariff battles that are going on between Canada and the United States. I think the Canadians conceded a little bit this week, but who knows? Not my monkey, not my circus, not my monkeys, so to speak. With this one, is this the 4 hour trend line? Daily resistance trend line. Okay, we're going to throw in another daily, another resistance trend line right here. Right there, down to here, up, a little bit more, right there. That's good. We're going to make it red since it's a resistance trend line. And we're going to write on it, so I can see the field, there it is, 4 hour resistance trend line. And we're going to make some changes to our typing, because resistance does not have a W in it. Let's see, Rosanna Dana. Let's see. Here we have. Little joke there for those folks that are as old as I am. Let's see. We have 4 hour resistance trend line drawn, and let's go on straight down. Again, hindsight is 2020. It would be great to get into that trade before it happened, but you know, we don't know when that trade's going to happen until we get into it. What would have given us a hint on that would have been a change of character here. Equal highs, and then we would have had a 50 pip bounce right there, and then all the way back down. So, may have worked, may not have worked. DX trade does not allow for trailing stops. So I've discovered that today. So our the loony looks good. Where are we on time on this? Got 30 minutes so far. Oh well, it'll be fun. These are the fun videos. Ooh, look at gold. Let's get to gold now. Again, gold's going nowhere but up. And has been for quite some time. For about, I mean, it was at 1100 in 2015. That's 10 years ago. Now it is at 3,500, which is a lot higher. Again, that's 300% return on that over 10 years. Not too shabby. Our monthly trend line is definitely holding up. We do not have a monthly resistance trend line, because that's the parabolic move that gold is in right now, and has been since 2023. So it's a 2-year move that's been going on here. In 2022, it made a decent move from, or that's 2018. And then here are the days of COVID. Call that days of COVID. gripes me sometimes. Daily's holding up. No reason to talk about it. Weekly, I do have a weekly trend line in here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. It's doing great. Definitely holding up. Well, no, it's not. The weekly trend line is not holding up. This needs to come out to here for the weekly support trend line, although it is definitely holding. Daily support trend line. Go to the daily chart. If I scream, the bird bit me. That's you. You with the beak. There it is. Let's see. And here we have gold, which is being gold. Kind of like being Bama in football. Well, not yesterday, but we won't talk about that. Daily support trend line is holding. And then we go to our 4-hour support 4-hour chart. I was just about to sell my position on gold, and then this happened. So this is a fun thing. I am exposed, do have some exposure to gold, not a whole lot, but some personal exposure to it. And that's something else I learned, is that I can trade gold in my trading challenges. I was not aware of that until recently. I probably should be getting into a gold trade on that soon. However, it's playing around with all-time highs, so this may not be the time to do it. All-time high is right here at 3,500. We'll see how far that goes. That is the latest breakout, so we'll go ahead and delete that line right there. Just delete that one. Take that one off because I don't want to mess up my own mind. Break of structure right here. Got several. We've got a change of character, bullish change of character, break of structure, and a solid break of structure right here, indicating that gold is probably going to go higher. And I don't think that's a secret to anybody. The catalyst behind that being the central banks buying gold to back their currencies with, because they're seeing that they're betting that the entire economic scene is a Ponzi market, and it will all crash one day. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. If that were truly the case, then Bitcoin would be going through the roof, unless people are starting to realize that Bitcoin is, in my opinion, a Ponzi scheme. But we won't go there. Maybe the whole world's a Ponzi scheme. Who knows? Let's go to silver real quick, and this will be our last one, and then we'll get on to doing some of the things. Monthly, because my biggest exposure is to silver, and it's right here. So, silver. I love me some silver. Some people call it poor man's gold. I call it coin collecting. We have a monthly support trend line is holding. Oh, I've got a breakout on the monthly support trend line on silver. How about that? It's hard for me to see what's going on with this. Get in there with that. May have too many trend lines drawn. So monthly resistance trend line got broken. Let's go down to weekly. I have a weekly trend line here. Looks like weekly got broken. It's right here. Weekly trend line got broken. And daily trend line got broken. Probably need to cut out some of these trend lines. I got too much going on the silver chart. Daily resistance trend line. Oh, it's holding on that. Okay, daily resistance trend line is holding. It's that one, I think. Yeah, it's good. And 4-hour trend line is holding also. As a matter of fact, we probably need to pull that one over here. Whoops, not that one. Control Z. But this one. There we go. Right there, and this one right up here. So we got more of a flat trend line for the 4-hour, but lots of trend lines right there. Silver continues. It's, again, don't see any reasons to go against it. Might be a good play for an options call, options in future, or options on the silver futures, or on 40, because this is all bullish territory right here. If it sinks down to here, it's going to take off. Let's see. So silver might be coming into play this week. We will see. Other than that, is there anything else that we want to talk about? Let's look at my trading challenges. Then we need to turn this around. So my trading challenges, and then I go to a funded account, and then I become a funded proprietary trader, and that's the goal here. All right, risk reward ratio is 1 to 8. Surprise, a bird. I can pull a bird out of my shirt. I'm a magician. So the goal here is to get this account to 27,500. And right now I'm going in the wrong direction. See, I'm losing on both of those, but I'm still very much in the game. Kind of refining my trading strategies and stuff like that. This one is same trade, but lost $63 on that one. The goal on this one is to get it to bigger. I'm not running spreads, but I think I got a higher commission on this account for some reason. But at any rate, the goal on this one is 1,500, and then it's $1,500 for the profit, and then I will be funded on that one. If not, I will buy challenges until it does happen, because that's how that works. So we will see what happens. And I just found out today that did some research on it, because I wanted to do a trailing stop with the DX trade platform. Trailing stops are not allowed on the DX trade platform, so can't do them. So you've got to either do a full, you can only do a stop loss. Stop loss or take profit. Those are the only two that are supported by this, which makes trading a little bit more difficult than it does on MT4, MT5, but you know, hey, that's the game we play, the environment we're playing. So it'll be fun to see what happens this next week. As everyone comes back from vacation, all the big market movers come back from vacation. Hopefully, maybe one day. But at any rate, you guys have a great one. That's all I got for the weekly update this week. If you like this video, then be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to always have more, because this is also how I'm putting together my trading journal. So we will see what happens from that. You guys have a great one, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.